young men really need to hear this more, I think, is that those who have swords and know how to use them, but keep them sheathed, will inherit the world. Because everyone says, well, you should be harmless, virtuous. You shouldn't do anyone any harm. You should sheath your competitive instinct. You shouldn't try to win. You don't want to be too aggressive. You don't want to be too assertive. You want to take a back seat and all of that. It's like, no, wrong. You should be a monster, an absolute monster, and then you should learn how to control it.
But here's Megan Rapinoe complaining that she does the same work as a man and doesn't get paid the same as a man.
4 World Cup championships and 4 Olympic gold medals for the United States. And despite those wins, I've been devalued, I've been disrespected, and dismissed because I am a woman. And I've been told that I don't deserve any more than less because I am a woman. You see, despite all the wins, I'm still paid less than men who do the same job that I do.
They don't do the same job that you do. They don't. You know how I know? Because Megan Rapinoe, anytime you want, you can go play on the men's team. You can try. You can try. After all, gender is it's a social construct. We've been informed by the left that gender does not exist. It's completely a social construct. So since gender is a social construct, anytime Megan Rapinoe wants, she can go try and play with the men. That is not going to go great for Megan Rapinoe. She is not doing the same work that a man is doing.
Have you ever met a 4-year-old who believes in Santa Claus?
Mm-hmm.
So this is someone who believes that a fat man is traveling through the sky on a flying reindeer at lightning speed, coming down his chimney with presents.
Yeah.
Would you say that this is someone who maybe has a tenuous grasp on reality?
They have an appropriate 4-year-old handle on the reality
Agreed.
That's very real for them.
Agreed. But Santa Claus is real for them, but
Yeah.
Santa Claus is not actually real.
Yeah, well, but Santa Claus does deliver their Christmas presents.
Well, yeah, but he's not real, though.
To that child, they are.
When I see a child who, believes in Santa Claus, and then let's say this is a boy and he says, I'm a girl.
Mm-hmm.
This is someone who can't distinguish between fantasy and reality, so how could you take that as a reality?
I would say that as a pediatrician and as a parent, I would say how wonderful my 4-year-old and their imagination is.
There's a report out there about that by 2030, the majority of working women, okay, so that's ages 25 to 45, 45% of them are going to be unmarried and no kids. So women who are 38 years old are going to look and say, I've been working my ass off since I'm 21 years old. I've been encouraged to go to school, get a job. I don't need no man. I'm going to become a boss baby CEO. And they're going to look at themselves and they're turning 40 next year and they're going to be like, I've got a couple $100,000 in the bank. No man, no kids, couple cats.
I've got 1 egg left.
Why do women and children get evacuated first in a disaster? So the men can think of the solution in silence.
Moments later.
How dare you? I would be so useful in a disaster. I would be so useful.
And eventually I decided that I wanted to go home, and Andrew walked me out, got up like a gentleman, walked me to the front of the building, and he ordered me an Uber home, and he ordered me an XXL executive, the most over-the-top extravagant Uber there is. He paid for it, and he said to the Uber driver, this is my wife, please make sure you look after her, make sure she gets home safely, otherwise he'd have him to deal with. I thought that was very, very nice. He was being very gentlemanly, making sure that I got home safely, which is totally different and in contrast to what social media is saying about him.
Okay, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is, bro, can you record properly?
And so if you are more powerful physically as a male chimp, you do have preferential mating access. But the problem with being a brute, even if you're a chimp, is that you have an off day and 2 of the chimps that you oppress band together and tear you into pieces.
No serious country should be telling its children that they were born with the wrong gender, a concept that was never heard of. My Department of Education will inform states and school districts that if any teacher or school official suggests to a child that they could be trapped in the wrong body, they will be faced with severe consequences, including potential civil rights violations. I will ask Congress to pass a bill establishing that the only genders recognized by the United States government are male and female, and they are assigned at birth.